Apparently, this guy has like a real life harem. So, a man with 9 wives has sex scheduled to fulfill my sexuality at any cost. So, he's a betting planner. Having multiple hinky pinky partners is apparently a lot of work. A Brazilian model and a polygamist who notoriously married 9 women now claims he's had to create a sex schedule to be sure each wife's needs are met. They all want to fulfill my sexuality at any cost. Author O. Urso to jam pests of his salacious plate spinning. The model and swinger, who first married to fellow swinger Luana Kazaki, made waves in marital circles last year after tying the knot with 8 additional women in Sao Paulo because he wanted to protest against monogamy. Alas, nuptials weren't legally binding as polygamy is outlawed in Brazil. Interesting. Now, like, what's interesting though, right? It's like it seems like all the women are also very attractive too. So it's like to be able to manage this amount of women who are also very attractive to most people, like that's pretty interesting. His arrangement might have sounded like a dream come true, however, Urso said he struggled to satisfy all his partners equally, so he established a romp rota. Initially, I tried to have sex by appointment, said Urso of the Juggling Act. That kind of seems like a pain. Needless to say, the hubby found it difficult trying to manage a choice as his sex life began to resemble a game of whoopee whack-a-mole. Following a timetable caused a lot of problems, and sometimes I felt like I had to have sex because of the schedule and not for pleasure, lamented the beleaguered organizer, Urso added. On other occasions, I had sex with one wife while thinking about another. Dude, that ain't cool. You never want to do something like that. And I say this, but like, you got 9 wives. Da-da-da. Eventually, the rota became too overwhelming, and Ursa reverted back to a more spontaneous arrangement, which he said vastly improved his love life. Jam Press reported. It didn't seem right, so we got rid of it, and now the sex flows naturally. It's been great, gushed Urso of the more flexible sex regimen. It is very fun, pleasurable, and unique to experience everything collectively, and they are all very different in bed. He added, one of them, I won't name her to keep her privacy, likes to be dominant, and I like a woman who tells me what she wants. The polyamory practitioner quipped that it doesn't take long to get attention or affection when you have that many wives. Now, I think the craziest thing is like, I'd feel that these women would probably just get annoyed with one another. So, I mean, that's a lot of women. Hmm. In fact, Urso insists that his paramours don't mind sharing a sex partner, but do get jealous when he buys one more expensive gifts than the rest. They all demand attention, affection, and sex to be part of our everyday life, and I can't do more for one than the other, said Urso, who revealed that one of his wives, Agatha, is leaving him. She apparently believed that a spouse divided cannot stand. She wanted to have me all to herself, said the rueful lover who shares an OnlyFans account with his marital octet. It didn't make sense. We have to share. I was very sad about the separation and even more surprised by her excuse. And the rest of the harem reportedly agreed that Aga's attitude was wrong and believed that she accepted the marriage for adventure and not for real feelings, he said. Now, here's the thing. This is why this guy is able to do it is because the OnlyFans account, and he's probably making a disgusting amount of money. Like a disgusting amount of money, and he's basically probably pretty much a pimp. This guy's basically a pimp, right? Like, there's a very high likelihood that these women end up basically getting paid from this OnlyFans account in a very pimp like fashion. Not like a fashion with like partners, but more like he takes like 80 and they split 20. That's kind of what I'm thinking, what this is actually probably like. Especially since he has the fan base, I'm guessing. He probably has the audience to actually bring different, girlfriends, wives, models, whatever, for his OnlyFans account. So the rest of his harem reportedly agreed that Agatha said blah 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 blah. Blah. Okay. So despite her departure from the wifely in need, Urso isn't in a hurry to replace her just yet, presumably because he's got soulmates to spare. In the future, the prolific polygamist plans to marry two more women to bring the number of wives up to an even 10. Urso says he's ultimately still learning about our relationship. So interesting, though. And Urso boasts a lucrative OnlyFans account. No kidding. So yeah, this guy must be making a crazy amount of money to be able to do this. Like he has to be making, I don't know, at least like, well, I don't know because it's like in Brazil, but like he's got to be making at least like 50K to $100,000 per month, right? To be able to really fund all of this. But this is it's kind of crazy, right? It's kind of crazy. And the reason why I say it's kind of crazy is because this is pretty much like a more than likely, I don't know for sure, but this is more than likely kind of like a situation of like a pimp situation. Like, wow. And by the way, like we just went over, if you didn't check it out, we just went over where Bad Baby, a 19-year-old girl, proved she cleared over $40 million from OnlyFans. Technically, 53 million basically, but her cut after OnlyFans took it was about 42. So that was in 1 year with it just one like 19-year-old girl. Here, this guy has multiple wives, multiple different people, probably has a big fan base that probably like the variety, has his own basically full on adult site now, and he's bringing probably a disgusting amount of money every single month. I mean, like, the amount of money that is being made from people with a fan base on OnlyFans is insane, right? If you got like 100,000 people that follow you on social media and you create an OnlyFans account and they actually like you, they engage with you, you could probably easily make 6 figures to a 7 figure income per year just from the OnlyFans account, right? Like it's absolutely crazy. I mean, technically speaking, you could have less followers and still clear 6 figures to 7 figures. Like to put into perspective, what you only need 1,000 people paying you $8 a month to end up, well, like roughly, right? Let's just put like 1,000 people paying you like $9 a month just to keep it a little bit cleaner to clear over the 100K per year mark. A lot of people are able to do that. Like it's actually kind of crazy when you really think about it. If you want to learn how to get out of debt and manage your money, master your money, go to 40inbox.com. This is absolutely insane.